I think hybrid work, that's a relatively new term that's here to stay. So we're so used to remote working at the moment. I think the future of work is going to be a blend of what we traditionally knew as that 4 to 5 days in the office versus the 5 days at home. I think the future is going to be a bit of a mix. Offices are also downsizing, so businesses have recognised that they don't need all that floor space that they did previously, because staff can still work remotely and come into the office when needed. The second one is everyone hates or loves online meetings. So I think during the pandemic, video calls were used more than ever before. Phones, what used to be a phone call was now a video call, and whether we like it or not, I think that is going to replace phones going forward, so that's going to be very normal. And what we're seeing is businesses have recognised that, and they're investing in better meeting room experiences, so that when we have a meeting, you have so many important stakeholders, whether it's one-to-one. Time is valuable, so you want meeting experiences that start on time. You're not fiddling around with the sound or the video and the camera, and meeting room experience is just smooth. And the third trend, cyber security. Whether you like it or not, this term, it's starting to become a lot more prominent in any discussions around technology, and largely because we rushed into this remote working culture. COVID-19 came, everyone literally picked up their laptops, IT teams scrambled to make it secure, whether they had the right skill sets or not, they did the best they could. And off the back of COVID, it's a lot of trends around looking at what we did in the last 12 months. Did we do it right? How do we make sure it's secure? And then how do we make sure that we're building the right cybersecurity controls in mind, so that staff can just work remotely, work flexibly, without having to think about securing the business data. So that's an emerging trend. Once you've tackled those three, you're pretty much on a modern workplace platform. And what that lends itself to is automation, AI. Whether you have thought about it in the past, adapting to COVID meant that you had to have a digital presence. So think about your accountancy. Previously, you had some that were very, very digital. They transacted with all clients online, but you also had your traditional businesses that required that walk-in scheduled meeting to do that business transaction. But as a result of COVID, they've had to adapt their processes. So now that they have done that, automation is the next thing they can adopt. And previously, that wasn't accessible to small businesses. Only enterprises had the ability to afford that sort of technology. Now that's available when you're on a Microsoft platform such as Microsoft 365. Those tools are there so that small businesses can adopt automation and AI. And when you think about automation, you suddenly think, oh no, does that mean our staff are no longer redundant? No, it means that staff can then focus on less repetitive, less mundane tasks, and more on the client interactions, driving higher business value. Those are where we see staff and their roles changing as a result of the trends coming out of COVID-19.